You're wasting your money if you're not hiring Latino remote workers. Here's why. If you're running a remote business and you're currently only employing Americans or Canadians, you're probably overpaying for many of them, if not all of them, to get the exact same, if not better production from hiring someone from Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, or anywhere in Latin America. I'm going to dive into 7 reasons why you should hire a Latino person, whether they're in Mexico all the way to Argentina, and why you should start thinking about either replacing some of your current team members or adding an additional workforce of someone that is based here in Latin America. Reason number 1, lower cost of labor. When you hire someone from a country like Colombia, where the average pay is between $200 to $300 a month, and if this person is able to make $600, $700, or even $1,000, that is a monumental, life-changing money here. You can rent out a nice place, you can take care of your family, buy groceries. The average doctor here in Colombia makes between $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And many of the people that I've seen get hired here make a lot more than that because they're so good. We're talking about executives that make around that. That is a crazy sum of money to pay someone here in Colombia. And the same goes to Mexico, Venezuela, and Argentina. Now keep in mind, some of the countries have a different average salary, so you want to make sure that you're aware of what is the average salary in Mexico versus Venezuela versus Colombia, wherever you're hiring from. So when you make the offer to the person, it is a fair offer to them and it works for you. The average person that we hire in remote Latinos, we pay them anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a month, and the more experienced, the better their English, they will get paid even better. So the number 1 reason is to save costs on labor. Number 2, highly skilled, educated individuals. When I grew up in the US, until I moved to Colombia, I thought Colombia was not only a third world country, but it was uneducated, they didn't speak English, and I just thought of the worst things possible because of what I saw on Netflix or what I heard. And I cannot tell you a more time that I was absolutely wrong. Colombia is so freaking educated. There are so many people here that speak English that are highly skilled, it will blow you away. Now, I've only lived in Colombia and I've partially lived in Mexico, and I've experienced both the highs and the lows living here. Now, this is not about my life situation. I want to tell you that these people that grow up here in Colombia, that go to a private school, that are raised by middle class and maybe even below middle class parents, but their parents are so hardcore on their education that they do anything to send them to a private school, anything for them to learn English. These are the people that you want to pay attention to because they are, number 1, aware of US culture, which we'll talk about, but more importantly, they are then able to develop a skill, whether it's an appointment setting, cold calling, or even video editing skill that can potentially help you and your business by not only getting the job done, but going to my first point, saving you cost. Because the average cold caller here makes between $500 to $600 a month because these people are working at a call center, they're getting underpaid, they have to drive to work. So the opportunity to work remote and make more money, it is the craziest and most asinine offer you can make to them because ultimately a lot of them, again, are working much worse jobs, selling for something they absolutely don't care about, and they have to drive to work. Think about that. So if you're able to offer them a remote job and better pay, it is the ultimate win. A lot of Colombians are super educated when it comes to English and skill sets, but I live here, so I have a bias towards Colombia. That being said, I've been to Argentina, I've been to Mexico, I have team members in Ecuador, in Guatemala, and you name it. We've hired from every place in Latin America, and the right people are located in any of those locations, okay? So do not only look for people in Colombia. You might get amazing people, you might not get the best people. I've hired incredible A players, I've hired F- players as well here in Colombia. You wanna not care too much about the location, but care more about the skill, experience, and English of the person and the individual that you're hiring. So reason number 2 is highly skilled and educated people. Reason number 3, strong work ethic and hardcore loyalty. If you do not know this already, I feel sorry for you because the one thing that, even though I've never been to Mexico and Colombia up until a few years ago, I knew that Mexicans are some of the hardest working people in the US. They are so dedicated to their craft. They are loyal. They will stay at a job for decades if they need to because they know that they're doing this job to support their family, to support their future. I respect that. And we have never, ever had any issues with that. right? The issues come from the criminal illegal people, not from the hardworking illegals. Now, this is not a political video. This is a video to make you aware that some of the hardest working people and loyal people you will ever meet are Latinos. They are dedicated to their craft. They will do whatever it takes to get the job done, and they will make sure to do right by you. So even if they have another opportunity, they will give you the heads up ahead of time. I've had this happen before. They feel bad when someone takes care of them and helps them that they now have to leave to another opportunity, right? But you can't make them feel bad. Maybe they got a 2-3x offer that you're currently offering and you're not able to match that offer. That's okay. They will make sure that they're not going to leave you in the dust. They will have your back through and through, and they will be there when you're not there. Guys, so many companies I see now are hiring operations managers and even COOs from Latin America for these reasons. They're talented, they're hardworking, they get it, and they're loyal. Reason number 4, this is an obvious one, time zone. I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia on Eastern Standard Time. In a few months, when we change our clock, I'm gonna be on Central Standard Time. Guess what that means? I'm either on EST or CST. That means that most of the year, I am literally like the US. The only time that's ever different is in Brazil, in Argentina, and Chile. And it is only an hour to 2 hours ahead of EST. Basically, we're on the same exact time zone. This is such a benefit because when you're hiring people in the Philippines or Egypt, you're having to deal with people that at times struggle with work and struggle with productivity because of the time issues. Now, thankfully, we've hired absolute A players from Egypt and Philippines that I'm so grateful for. I have definitely seen people slack off because of time. And guys, when I was in Egypt and I was in Israel and I was in Madrid and working at those different times, it is harder, especially if you're not used to it. So one of the biggest benefits to hire Latino workforce is the similarity in time zone. That is my reason number 4. Reason number 5, bilingual English and Spanish. If you don't already know this, about 50 million Americans speak Spanish. That's almost 20% of the USA speaks Spanish. And a lot of the world speaks Spanish if you're doing international business. Now, why is that important? Is because you're able to close deals in Spanish and fulfill those people in Spanish. Let me explain. I literally have a Spanish closer that has been able to close not 1, not 2, but 3 deals in Spanish. And because a lot of my team is based here in Latin America, we were able to fulfill this person in Spanish the entire time. And we've seen this actually happen in the real estate industry, whether it's investors or agents. We've seen this happen in the mortgage industry. We've seen this happen in so many different industries. If someone speaks Spanish does not mean that they don't have money. It just means that they have a language barrier that you as an American or you that only speaks English don't have. You cannot help them. But if you hire someone from your team, they can help them. And that is extra commission, that is extra money that can be poured into your revenue. Ultimately, you're helping someone that prior you probably couldn't help because you didn't have a Spanish person taking the call. This has been one of the biggest hacks for us and also one of the biggest hacks for our clients to be able to generate more revenue and close the Spanish market back in the US and Canada. Reason number 6, cultural similarities. Guys, I keep saying this, I live here in Medellin, Colombia, and the more I've lived here over the last few years, the more I hear English speakers, the more I hear people listening to American music, the more I hear Hollywood and movies that are produced and made in the US being watched here. It is fascinating to me how infatuated Colombia is with American culture. And I'm only aware of this because I live in Medellin, Colombia. Now, what's cool is this is happening in Mexico City, in Playa del Carmen, and all over Latin America because people are being sold on a regular basis American products and services, whether it's a movie, whether it's a song, whether it's a book, whatever the case may be. They are getting that in their face all the time. The number 1 advertisers all over the world are based in the US. We are spreading the advertisements, yes, in the US, but also all over the world. There are movies that are being made in the US that are literally being played here today, right now, in Colombia. You know why? Because people love our culture. They love what we have. They love American music. They love American movies. They're so familiar with it. And even if they don't love it, they are familiar with it. And one of my favorite things to do is whenever I'm on an interview, I try to make it very nonchalant and try to get to know the person a little bit better. And how I do this is I make sarcastic jokes or jokes that only someone that understands American culture would understand. When they play along with it and it goes back and forth, I'm like, bro, this is perfect because you're going to do this with our clients. You're going to do this with prospects. You're going to do this on a regular basis with people that are based in the US. And one of the biggest feedbacks that I used to get is, man, they don't understand these people in the Philippines, these people in Egypt, these people in South Africa, whatever. They don't understand American culture. But guess what? Colombians do, and Mexicans do, and so do people other places in the world, right? Especially if they're really sold on it. The difference is America is literally touching Mexico, and America is literally 3 hours away from Colombia. We are much closer to American culture. We see it. We are living it much more than any other place in the world. There's an advantage of being here that other countries don't have. Now, don't get me wrong, Egyptians are incredible, Filipinos are incredible, and other places in the world, they're also incredible. It just takes sometimes a little bit longer for them to get certain stuff because they're living in a different world, right? This could also mean Israel. This could also mean Russia. This could also mean other parts in the world. And reason number 7, it's easier to find Latinos than anything else that you can imagine. You just don't know it. You just have never heard of a platform called app.remotelaatinos.com, which is our marketplace to find LATAM talent. You've been going on LinkedIn and Indeed and all these platforms, and they put all these other countries, but you haven't found a platform that can actually help you find A players here in Latin America. So this is a shameless plug. If you head over to app.remotelaatinos.com, the website is going to be in the link below. You're going to be able to find the matches that you're looking for. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. We don't have as many people as Indeed or OnlineJobs.ph. We only have a few thousand people, and over time, we're going to continuously grow and add more and more talent in there to help you and anybody you know find rockstar remote talent from Latin America. So you have 2 options. Either you go into app.remotelaatinos.com to find the exact talent, the exact match that you're looking for, but you're gonna have to do the entire search yourself and spend time putting the job ad, following up with candidates, booking interviews, qualifying, pre-qualifying, and hope and praying someone works out. Or you can hire remotelaatinos.com directly, which is our talent hunt offer, and we can do the exact same thing for you, and we'll place you, the person that you're looking for, have you on a couple interviews, and find you the exact match. Now, the app is perfect for people who are beginning or have the resources or the time. However, if you don't have the time, but you have the capital, and you want to shortcut your way into finding the perfect match, this is where Talent Hunt comes into place. So head over to remotelaatinos.com and sign up either to our app with the marketplace or to Talent Hunt so our team can find you exactly what you're looking for. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.